So I've been staying with my daughters at Ebervale. Weather looked good, rasp looking good, so decided to travel to the Blorenge to see what it was like to fly. Yeah, just had a lovely walk from the van to launch at the Blorenge. So we've got Abergavenny and Llanfoyst just down below me. Feels like it's about 7 to 10 coming straight up the ridge behind me, so the middle of the ridge. So see what we can do. There doesn't appear to be any thermals, but you never know. Let's give it a go. Looking forward to this one. Yeah, after walking to the weather station near the launch area, waited there for a little bit of wind to come on the hill. Whilst waiting for the wind to pick up, a swarm of bees came over the top of us, so had to take cover whilst they passed overhead, actually laid down on the ground whilst the swarm of bees went over. Once they were clear, set up again and got airborne. So the air initially was pretty bumpy. Didn't have a chance to put my camera on because I couldn't take my hand off my brakes. So the first bit of footage is kind of well into the flight, good 20 minutes or so into the flight at least. Yeah, going up, thermals were pretty punchy, going up 3 to 4 meters per second, and got some good height initially after launch. Kilometers, 4,000 feet. See if we can get another bit of lift here and get closer to the estuary. Yeah, I picked up some altitude very quickly, getting up to around about 2,500 feet or so. Started to go over the back and then lost the first thermal, so I went back over the front of the ridge and then quickly picked up another decent thermal. Quite bumpy again, but I got up to around about 3,000 feet, so enough to head over the back, and went with that. Felt pretty comfortable going over the back of the Blorenge towards the aerials and the car park. So the wind was coming pretty much from the north, so it took me over the back of the ridge towards Blenavon, and then down towards Pontypool, with Llandegford Reservoir over to the left-hand side in the distance. As you can see from the sky, it was completely blue sky day, no clouds in the sky whatsoever, so made finding the thermals a little bit tricky. Nothing really to aim for there in the sky, so it was really a matter of looking on the ground and looking for potential triggers down there. So that's why I kind of stuck to the residential areas that seem to be kicking off a few thermals upwards. I managed to keep really good altitude for majority of the flight, initially getting up to around about 2,500-3,000 feet, and then went on a short glide and then found some more lift, eventually getting up to 4,590 feet, which is the highest I've managed to do in the UK so far. And it was good to get that altitude because it gives us quite a bit of flexibility for the distance I was hoping to achieve. Up until this point, my longest flight had been the day before, actually, 21 kilometres. So that was the target, really, to try and beat that distance. So the thermals here generally were coming off the towns below, so tried to pretty much stick centre of the valley, above the road system and above the the main sort of residential areas below, and that seemed to work quite nicely. Not massive thermals, but enough to keep me buoyant and keep us around about the 2,000 to 3,000 feet mark, which kept us pushing nicely down towards the estuary to the south of us. So the higher I got, the more I could see of the River Severn ahead, which was a nice sight in the distance. Was hoping to get as close to the river as possible. So Newport in between myself and the River Severn. So we're probably going to come down somewhere around the Newport area. So about 20 hours now on the Gin Explorer 2. Previous couple of weeks was away in Turkey flying it on my SIV, so gained quite a lot of experience and understanding of it out there. Really enjoying it for the cross-country flying, picks up the thermals really nicely, and seems to be pretty well suited to my style of flying. So starting to lose height now, and could see Newport in the distance, so could see within the next couple of kilometres or so I was going to have to find somewhere to land. So it's about this point here I could see the sports grounds over to my right hand side, also another park to the right, which were probably the two main options for landing. As I got closer in, the cricket pitch looked like a good option, so I started heading towards that. Pretty scenic too. The kids don't mind too much. Yeah, as I got nearer to the ground, I could see it was actually a school there with cricket pitch, football pitch, and other sports facilities nearby, but already committed to the landing. So came round, turned round towards the right, and then back into wind. Came over the top of the goal on the football pitch and made a decent landing on the pitch there. So a massive thank you to the staff and kids at Newport High School for letting me use their facilities. Touchdown. I'm not trespassing. So packed all my kit away, had a good chat with some of the staff at the school who pointed me in the direction of the city centre to potentially get a train back to Ebervale. So my longest flight to date, 26 kilometres, so really pleased with that. Only downside was no trains available because there was bus replacement, so decided on the taxi back to the van at the Blorenge.